Alright, welcome to another edition of True Health Matters. I'm Drew Tadian. This is my co-host, Rick Cohut. Today we're talking about, what are we talking about?
We're talking about sports injuries.
Okay, why don't you get it started?
Okay, so having a health food store, there's all kinds of alternative health options, and I guess for sports injuries, a lot of people they'll take a Tylenol, or they'll take an aspirin, or something like that that's anti-inflammatory, some sort of over-the-counter drug, right? But what we're going to talk about is some natural alternatives for you. For whatever you're going to do. If you're working out, the next day you're sore, or if you get a bump and a bruise, or maybe your kid fell down and bumped their leg or something like that, or somebody has a sports injury. We'll talk about some options there. I think you have an experience of your own that maybe you can share with us, about a sports injury.
That's right.
Okay, using arnica?
I did use arnica.
Okay. Do you want me to tell?
Yeah, why don't you explain a little bit about arnica, and then I'll jump in there with my story.
Okay, so this here is like an ointment. It has arnica in it. Arnica comes from a plant. It's actually found in mountains, in certain mountainous areas throughout the world. But it's one of those plants that animals will graze on when they jar their legs and stuff, or when they get an injury. They'll actually naturally select that plant as part of a healing process. So, animals can't talk, but they can sure they can do things that help themselves, and that's what they do. So humans can also benefit from that plant. It's very anti-inflammatory. It really helps to bring down swelling quick, and helps you recover faster. It helps your cells actually regenerate quicker. So arnica is a really great plant. You can find it in an ointment like this. You can get it in these little type pills, and all you do is just take a few of those a day, kind of thing. You can get like a gel as well, like a lotion kind of thing, to put it right on sore spots. But yeah, really helpful. You can get different dosages of it.
So what kind of injuries can you use it for?
Well, for this kind of natural alternative, it comes in kind of different dosages. The ointments and gels, like lotions and stuff, you would put that on like a bruise or a sprain or anything like that. Anything where you have a trauma. So a trauma, like a bruise or something like that, is a trauma to your muscle, right? So it can help with any of that. These things, you can get them really high potency or really low potency, and depending on what you want. Like if you had surgery, like a physical opening you up and having surgery, there's a different dosage that you would take. But it's really simple. It's like the safest form of medicine in the world. It's homeopathic medicine, which is it's energy medicine, vibration. So it really is helpful and totally safe. So you can, if you're on other medications and stuff, it doesn't matter. You can take it. But yeah, so bumps, bruises, scrapes, bone breaks, you name it. Arnica is gonna help you deal with that, both emotionally and physically.
All right, well, I'll run through my story real quick here. I was actually in Australia, and it was a long, grueling season. It was 7 months.
Of baseball.
Yeah, that's right. And I was one of the few to start and play in every game. I was pretty proud of that, because not many people are able to do that, because the seasons are long. And we were in playoffs, and we just squeezed in the playoffs, and we ended up making it all the way to the finals. And in practice, I dove, and my glove got stuck in the mud, and I ended up breaking my finger and sprained my hand. And we're gonna splice in a clip right here. So check that out.
Yeah.
And then, as you can see, my hand's swollen. I made my own splint, and And I was pretty stubborn about the whole thing. I wanted to play. We were in the finals. We worked the whole season to get there, so it was tough. I kind of pride myself on being healthy and strong and being able to play. I didn't miss any games in my last 4 years at least playing season, so I had to take a game off. I just couldn't squeeze the bad ice, and I found some of this arnica and I put it on as often as I could. And I really believe that was a main reason I could get back on the field.
So you actually got back on the field?
Yeah, I had my hand taped up and it was pretty swollen. You know, I crammed it in my glove. This is my glove, and I squeezed it in there.
Trooper.
And, I had to do it. You know, I felt like I needed to be on the field for the team, but arnica was really, I really believe that arnica was a big reason that I was so happy I was introduced to it. I never heard of it before, you know, but I put it on my hand and it was a good story. Like, you'll see my hand. I actually ended up, I didn't know what was wrong with it. I didn't go for x-rays or anything. I was worried they'll put me in a cast or wouldn't let me go on the field. So when I got back here, that was the end of the season, so I came back here in between seasons and I found out my finger was broken and my hand was just sprained. But the doctors were impressed about how quickly it healed. So I couldn't believe it. The doctors and nurses they said it's already almost, much further ahead than it should be. So, you know, I think healthy lifestyle has a lot to do with that, along with arnica. So that's my arnica story.
Right on, man. That's awesome. And I got one too. I'll probably share it with you at a different time because we're running short on time.
Okay.
So, that'll be it for this one right here. Thanks a lot for.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Just in the next episode, we're gonna give you some other examples of how you can prevent injuries or heal injuries in a quicker, more efficient way, and different than conventional.
Cool.
All right.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching.